Hi, let's talk about social media. Woohoo! Social media in Twin Flames is a recipe for disaster. It's so tough. There's a huge part of the journey and a huge part of the phase, Twin Flame journey in all the stages, where we basically are stalking them. We're looking for clues on social media of what they're up to, how their life is going. Do they think about us? Do they have a new girlfriend or boyfriend? It all stems from our attachment issues, our childhood wounding, our longing, the twin flame longing that's part of it too. It's definitely attachment issues, which thankfully a lot of people are talking about that now. I'm starting to get a lot of research with psychologists about that. So when we're staring at their social media and looking for clues, it can be really triggering. I even had that happen just today, and I've healed a lot. I'm in a very peaceful place. I'm in a very calm, very relaxed stage of my twin flame journey. And I actually sometimes consciously try to trigger myself at this point because it shows us what is left to heal, right? So whatever we see that triggers us, it's not about them and it's not about what they're doing. It's triggering something inside of us that we need to look at and heal. So sometimes now, because I'm in such a good place and I've healed so much and cleaned so much up, sometimes I'll go looking at their social media. So what's interesting though is that what I want to go through is two things. One is how to deal with social media. Then the other thing is just what happened recently for me. The problem with social media in general, a lot of twins, what they do is they go through these really negative spats and they block each other, which is a really toxic thing to do. So just look within, and anytime you feel like you need to block your twin. Personally, what I prefer doing is deleting the apps off my phone completely. Sometimes I'll shut my account down for a little while. We don't need social media. You don't need it to talk to your family. You don't need it. It's not an emergency thing. You don't need it. It's actually built to keep us lonely, keep us looking at what everyone else is doing and trying to measure up. It's built for that purpose. It's the worst thing you could do as a twin flame is have social media, because we are built to do that already within ourselves. If you don't know this already, that's how the algorithms work. That's how YouTube algorithm works. That's how Reddit's algorithm works. That's how Quora's algorithm works. That's how Instagram's algorithm works. They're all built to do this on purpose. So that's the first thing. So if you're looking at social media and you're taking it as a synchronicity and a clue, you want to second guess that. It might not be a synchronicity, and it might not be a moment, a message from the universe. It's most likely just the algorithm. The algorithm knows that you're lonely. The algorithm knows when you're lonely. The algorithm knows when that you miss this person. So the more stalking you do of that person, like typing them in the search or whatever, even if you've unfollowed them and you type them in the search, the algorithm knows that. They know that. They know you better than you know you, honestly. So you have to be really careful about assigning the universe and messages to things that happen on social media. So that's warning number one. Warning number two is common sense. I think everyone knows this by now, but what you see on social media is not reality, right? Everybody only ever puts, hey, weddings, engagements, babies, but they don't share divorces, they don't share bankruptcies, they don't share business closing. People aren't sharing, great, look at me, I gained 20 pounds. No, it's look at me, I lost 20 pounds. People are showing just the puppies and rainbows, the highlight reel of their life. You know this, I know this, everybody knows this, but it's important to keep pointing it out. Okay, so it's yet another reason to, at the very minimum, unfollow your twin flame. But more importantly, just try to avoid looking at their stuff altogether, because it's built for that. Okay? All right, so the other, and it's also a performance. There's a lot of people who are really sad inside, and they are putting on a show, and it's to make them feel better. I mean, anybody that's still doing that duck face look, stop doing that. We all know that you're just really, really sad about how you look, and you're vain, and you're trying to get all the likes. People who put naked pictures all out on the internet all over the place, they're just trying to get attention so that they feel better about themselves about a breakup or something. So it's a very shallow, very unhealthy platform in general. Again, there's science to it now too. There's a movie on Netflix called The Social Dilemma That one's really good. It gets into the science of it and how all the people who created it and the guy who created the like button on Facebook and etc., how they've all left social media completely and they all feel bad about what they did. They don't let their kids look at it. So social media is not real. And the algorithm is shoving this person down your throat to keep you sad, to keep you lonely, to keep you triggered, to keep you longing for this person. Okay? It's playing with your emotions on purpose because it keeps you on the platform. All of that being said, again, how I deal with it if I go through these periods is I have a no drinking and looking at Instagram rule. I'll just delete the apps off my phone for months at a time just to get back into real world and to distract myself, get away from it, to break the addiction. I keep it off my phone as much as I can. Completely delete the apps, which means you don't have to block them. You don't have to delete your account. You can just delete the app and not look at the app. That takes a lot of willpower. And honestly, there's not much on there anyway. We just scroll because we're bored, right? There's nothing interesting there. Nobody ever posts anything interesting anyway, so in my opinion. So you really don't need social media. And if you use it for your business, you can just automate it. You can set it up using automations so that it posts to social media for you with your business. All right, so now I'm going to talk a little bit about just what happened today for me. It's a little raw, which is part of the reason I decided to finally record this video. I've always looked at this Five of Pentacles tarot card as the perfect social media stalking. It's like, hey, look at how much fun they're having. But this person doesn't realize that they could go around the fence and go play with them too. Okay, so what happened today was I actually went to the place I met my twin. I actually had a reason to be there, so I just decided to walk around memory lane and see if I'd get triggered. I actually wanted to get triggered because I've been in such a good place. I thought, well, let me just go down this memory lane, see if I get any sadness come up, any missing them or whatever, just kind of out of curiosity. I thought, well, let's just do this. It's kind of a nice thing to do, go for a walk and see what comes up. So I was really glad nothing came up. I was like, oh, no, everything's good. I have all these great memories. Even went to the place where my twin got my number. Took a picture of it even. Like, no, all of it's good. I feel good. Then I come home and I decide to put them on social media. And guess what happens next? Dun, dun, dun. The algorithm. Or the universe, which I told you not to listen to. So my twin posted a photo on Instagram. And so this is the thing about the algorithm that drives me nuts. He's always at the very top when he posts, and he never posts. He's not one that really uses social media very much, and he'll go months and months without posting anything. But lo and behold, as soon as I get on Instagram, there's a post from my twin. The universe also likes to mess with you too. So even though I told you not to look into it and not to read into it as the universe giving you signs, sometimes I do feel like it is. Today was sort of one of those things because I noticed that, and I was only going on there to post a couple photos from my little walk down memory lane because there's a lot of other people on Instagram that would be interested in this particular day. I wasn't posting them specifically for my twin flame to see them. I don't do any of that nonsense. But anyway, so I noticed that his wife, significant other, liked some photos or something like that. So that was where the trigger was, which is stupid, right? It's so stupid. Of course they're going to like each other's photos or whatever, or comment or whatever. But, I just found it very ironic that here it was, I purposely went down memory lane and I thought I was going to get triggered and I didn't. And then this is the silliness that triggers me. So I just want to talk about that and pointed out that it's just social media. It's not real life. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You don't know what conversations are happening behind closed doors. We are only seeing the highlight reel. We're only seeing people's performances and what they want us to see. We don't know what's really going on. You don't know what's even going on in their mind, even if you're sitting right next to them. Even if you text somebody all day long, you still don't know what's going through their mind. So just take social media with a grain of salt. If you need to, delete it off your phone completely. I find that blocking your twin is a really terrible idea. I think it's really unhealthy. Keeps you stuck in this blocking non-union energy. The more you realize that you are connected at the soul level, you're connected in the energetic level. So if you're blocking them, you're blocking yourself. You're blocking union. You're blocking all of it. You're blocking getting out of separation faster. So you want to keep that open line of communication, and find other ways for you to manage your emotions. Go journal. I highly recommend journaling through all of these things. Yeah. So anyway, that's my take on it. And just, just take all of it with a grain of salt. You can go down a spiral and get really unhealthy if you take too much stock in what's being posted online. And just don't worry about it. And more importantly, it's keeping you stuck if you worry about it. I can journal about it today, and I will, because I journal every day. But I also want to remind you that the algorithm wants you to stay stuck, not just human nature of us wanting ourselves to stay stuck and unhappy. It's our ego likes it too. So you really have to be careful with the social media stuff, especially if you're stalking them, because you're training the algorithm to go looking for them for you. So don't take it as a sign from the universe. You've just taught the algorithm how to do that. Not the universe talking to me, it's the algorithm, okay? So just be wary of social media, and if you're still posting stuff hoping they'll see it, stop doing that. Stop looking to see if they look at your stories. Doesn't matter. That's still grasping, that's still chasing. That's the energy of lack mentality and all that kind of stuff. Just remember that if you miss them, they miss you. If they're your twin flame, they miss you, okay? They don't have to show it. They're not going to post it. They're not going to talk about it. But if they're your twin, they're missing you also. All right, so that's my long-winded thought on social media, how to deal with it, and I highly recommend extended breaks from it to get your mental health back in order. And if you're trying to figure out how to let go of your person, that is the number one thing I can recommend, is just remove the temptation completely to go look at their stuff by removing the app from your phone. Don't do it. Just say no to social media. Okay? All right, you got this. You can do it. Okay, bye.